it, everyone. The one you've been waiting for, the final round of the F1 Classic Season 9 Championships. Dominic Benedetto on pole, with Cletus McAllister at P2. They've got Blake Sonic, UK Ball, Sebastian Campo, Jonathan Sim, and Daniel Bolsarov. P8 for Suzanne Omar and Tom Leon round 9th there. Boundless P10 and Bracken Crumpley in P11. They've got Ivan Gore P12 and Davey Sarkiera P13. That's Nick Leon, Pablo Sierra, Ultro, Malika Manjic, Ravo, Carlos Fernandez, MP4, Jacob Kubica, and Noah Herring. So here we are, final round this season in Lagos. Multiple driver transfers, we'll talk about them soon. But here we are, 5 red lights, and we're underway here in Lagos. It is a good start from Dominic Benedetto off the front row. Cletus McAllister and McLaren following by there. As Blake Sonic, the home favourite, the Nigerian driver, round the outside of turn 1. However, being on the mediums, not the best of race tyres. McAllister also on the mediums, but he's still able to keep the place for now, but they're alongside McAllister. In fact, go down the inside of Benedetto and down in P1 for the American driver. It's an American 1-2 as it stands at the moment. As Sebastian Campo falling behind Jonathan Sim and Daniel Bolsarov also lacking behind a little bit, as UK Ball in P7, Tom Leon keeping his place from the start as he's trying to get ahead of Suzanne Omar, who's pulling up a really good fight at the moment. Jack and Crumbly up a place on the start of it P10 on return to Formula 1 racing. Sarkiera just ahead of Bamanis. Bamanis are wanting to get the move done in Dacia car down the inside, and that is the move for Anna Bamanis. And Yours has got a track limit warning in the Williams, so that's not going to do anything good for him, as Nemanjic trying to make a move. However, into that corner, the inside line is not just good enough. It's not good enough. It's Blake Sonic down the inside of Cletus McAllister, who is looking to potentially drop some places. He does drop. Jonathan Sim had an opportunity to get ahead, but he's had to slow down. It's allowing Sebastian Campo and Daniel Bolsarov, the two Renault drivers for this race, to get ahead. Tom Leon, though, big prodigy, as seen in Sauber, he's up there. He was up there in P5 as Bamanis got a penalty. He's caused a collision in the Dacia, and now he's got a penalty. He's suffering the consequences of it. It's Crumbly alongside him. Suzanne Omar's able to pull out a bit. However, he's getting right in there with UK Ball, Jonathan Sim, and the rest of them guys, just in that top 9 overall. But Benedetto, he's got a dream getaway. Blake Sonic is able to pull away from McAllister, and he's now free to chase after Dominic, who is gonna obviously lack pace being in this car temporarily. Bolsarov in the Renault. It's a time penalty for him as Benedetto sets fast lap of this race. Blake Sonic, he's got clean hair for this lap at least, and he's gonna be free to chase after the American that is just ahead of him. Daniel Bolsarov wanting to defend, however, a penalty is not going to do him any well, so McAllister is going to likely take the place off of him. Now, just explaining quite a few things here. This company does drop P12. McLaren all season have had issues with their car. Their car performance was too lower than it should have been, so they've received compensation. They've got their original car performance, they've upgraded, but they've also received a +1 compensation. So instead of being on 7.33 out of 10 the whole season, they've been on 5. So they've upgraded to 8, which is what they got, but they've received the compensation because they've lost so many points. So now they're on to 9. They're on to 9 now, just for this race, and they'll be back to 8 next season if they are here. They've also received +2 skill and £30 million, because that is a huge loss. It's almost cost them. And to say McLaren, Mercedes will swap their drivers around. They put Tom Leon into the seat of Sarkiera, and they put Benedetto into McAllister's seat. Renault reacted by organising a deal with Dacia to swap the Renault and Williams drivers around. It's a really interesting one. Tom Leon's seat of Sauber is filled by Nick Leon, who's back at the grid again, this time in the Sauber instead of the Renault. As Ultra, he is really struggling in the Williams, getting used to a brand new car. This is the third team he's driven for, technically. He's driven for Renault, Civetta, and now Williams. And also Lotus, want to count them, but they were still technically Renault. There's back to our race leader, DiBenedetto. He's pulled out an incredible gap out in front. How the tyres they are wearing on his car as the Magic want to get ahead of Crumply. As yes, Crumply is the replacement for DiBenedetto, as Sigma and Delivery are just not here to attend this race. DiBenedetto set the fast lap of the Grand Prix. Blade cannot best it. Bogdasarov wanting to chase down the Nigerian. It looks like he is doing that. However, he's got the pressure of UK Ball, Tom Leon, McAllister, all them guys behind who are in much quicker machinery. Well, not much quicker because they are actually just the same performance, but very quick machinery is Tom Leon down the inside of UK Ball and Daniel Bogdasarov. That is a double maneuver. It's P3 for Tom Leon here in Lagos, showing why he should be signed for the Mercedes seat. The number 19 moving up to P3. An incredible move there for the incredible driver. Daniel Bogdasarov, he ain't done yet. He's gonna go for the move again, and he does get the move. This might allow UK Ball to do a little bit of catch up, as DiBenedetto has lost some time on this lap overall. But with Fletcher not being on mediums, that's why he's not been pulling in the time that would have been expected. Crumbly starting P12 at P10 1 point, now down P18. He is really struggling to get a grip such a Ferrari. He's only ever driven for Renault and Dragon. He's now being choked into a Ferrari. And this is what you have to deal with as he's going into the pit lane. Crumply coming in for his first stop of the day is Herring also at his pit, as well as Gugorov in the Williams, who's going to have to get used to not going in that Renault box for this race. UK Ball's in, Sierra's in, Campbell's in. He's also going to have to get used to a brand new pit box. The already has completed his pit stop successfully. And now on track he goes, the P18. UK Ball just up ahead as we're going to focus on Legend Sonic, who's still continuing to put little bites into the gap that DiBenedetto has out in front in this Grand Prix. Okay, I'm back. I was just getting something there, and we're racing lap 6 of 14. Will Dominic DiBenedetto go for the pit stop today? As rounding the penultimate corner now, he's got the chance to make a pit stop. I would do it now if I were him. As he took the slow line he is, he's going to come in the pit. Legend Sonic stays out. He's going to take the lead of the Grand Prix of Lagos. And he's going to lead for his home crowd, who are going to love this lap for him. Now Tom Leon, his softs are dying. They're on 23%. That is not sustainable. And mind the frame rate issues. Sorry about that. But yeah, 23%. It's not going to last. They're on 20% now. 19 it will be in a second. As he goes round the left-hander, 19%. The tyres are wearing and he needs to pit now. Otherwise, he is not going to make it to the pit stop without a puncture. A puncture is going to become certain soon enough if he just does not get into the pit lane. McAllister in the McLaren, obviously temporary for this race, same with Sakiera. He's chasing down the Mercedes, who's really struggling for tyre grip. The Legend Sonic, he's got the mediums to 39%, and he's still staying out. He's gonna go for an 8th lap on the tyres. As Daniel Bogdasarov also staying out. Tom Leon giving in. His time's on 13% now. McAllister almost had a move on him, but McAllister unfortunately dipping out early. This race though, it is a crucial one for the McLaren team. They need to get everything right. They cannot get a one DNF. McAllister will exit the pits, and it's out. He's out ahead of Tom Leon. Tom Leon not with the best stops, and he's now behind the McLaren driver. as there is almost contact there. Nick Leon almost colliding with Tom Leon. Jonathan Sim almost colliding with Cletus McAllister. They were so close there. As Nick Leon, the female Sauber driver, wanting to move up places in Grand Prix, she is on fresh tyres compared to Cletus. However, she might be offering to let her son Tom Leon get by. There is that possibility, obviously. However, they're racing for different teams at the moment, so they can't really be working together too well. As Johnson Sim, contact, UK ball's been hit, and he's spinning off into the barriers. The Briton, who's recently pit, he's gonna have to come back into pit, but he can't. The steering column, it's broken on the car. He's gonna be out of this race. We are gonna see a virtual safety car come out on track. No matter what, the car will not budge. It's got a rear right puncture. That's going to see him out of this race. As there are virtual safety car out onto track. As Blake Sonic has completed his pit stop, Dominic De Benedetto leads from Mercedes, from Revo. Now this playing into the hands of De Benedetto really well, as he's leading the race for Mercedes. He could seek an opportunity to win. As Revo, he needs to pit. Them tires are gone. They're gone. Now Blake Johnson also getting a slight advantage of, not much of an advantage, but a small advantage from this virtual safety car. So he's going to try and do his best to catch up to De Benedetto. However, there's only 5 laps to go after this. He needs some incredible pace if he wants to get this race done successfully. He's got a better compound on, and his tires are on better wear for now. As Sebastian Campo, who's running in P4, he will be looking to secure a podium finish, a first podium of the season, utilizing the fact that he's got a Renault around him. Renault, obviously, a team you really want to drive for in this championship. As Revo somehow managed to stay out, Bledjar started pulling over to the inside, down the inside into turn 1, and that is P2 for the Nigerian driver. As Sebastian Campo following just behind him, Revo is going to lose that place soon. Revo trying his best to get the end. If he does it, I'll be impressed, but I don't think he's going to last the distance. As Zen Omar, really promising Porsche driver, the Indonesian, doing really well in these races. Currently P6 on for P5 when Revo pits. And Sebastian Campbell getting very held up by Revo. It's going to put him into the region of Bogdasarov, who's served his penalty in the pit stop phases of the Grand Prix. And Revo is going to drop down to P4. But with that inside line, he's trying to hold it. It's not going to work out for him. Ocampo almost into the wall there. Damn, my God, that was close. But nonetheless, Ocampo is through up and over place. Blake Sonic is closing in the gap rapidly to Dominic De Benedetto, who's losing a lot of time each lap. It may not be the fast lap for Blake Sonic, but it was an incredibly quick lap nonetheless. And Bogstar pulling over to the inside, getting ahead of Revo, and that's Ocampo as well, alongside him. He's ahead of his teammate. And that one, friends, was one hell of a move. What absolute cinema we're seeing in Lagos for the season finale. Wow. I did not expect to see such action in this track, which typically has never been the best of tracks for racing here in F1 Classic. As we're looking, Revo, he's now been dropped by Cezanne Omar as well. This man cannot be going to the end of the race. It's just not possible. He's got 31% on the tyres. It's gonna be like around 30 at the end of the lap. He's not gonna last the distance. It's just, there ain't no way, bro. There is the gap, 2.4 seconds with 3 laps of racing to go. Bogdasarov still the quicker man, who is setting the benchmark lap times. Revo into the pits finally, and it's 29% on his tires as he goes on to mediums. That's an interesting call. Maybe Dacia have ran out of soft tires that they can use in this race, and for McLaren, time is running out. It is running out heavily. That's 1 point for McAllister, 6 points for Sergio. As it stands, McLaren will not survive this championship. No matter what, they need McAllister to get ahead of Fernandez and Sergio to get ahead of Nick Leon. Time is running out. They need to do it now. Will Nick Leon do it for McLaren and let Sergio by? Will he be able to do it or not? Will McAllister be able to get ahead of Fernandez? These are teams that have all been working together to make McLaren survive, and they could be going against each other in the end of it all. Was it all one big hoax, just so drivers can get the good seats? Is this all that's happened? As Blizzard Sonic, he's in desperation. He's never won in his home country before. Here is time for it. And there's a huge chance he could get this unless his tires run out. McAllister, he'll be desperate. Tom Leon's up in P8. If McAllister can get ahead of Tom Leon as well as Fernandez, they'll be in prime position. Nick Leon's tires, they are gone. Sergio's tires are also gone. They are running out of time. I cannot emphasize this any further than I am. It's a fight for survival here at Lagos. Willie Williams of McLaren eliminated from the championship as Blazer Sonic down the inside of Dominic Benetton. That is P1 for the Nigerian driver who takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and he's going to lead onto the final lap of this race. But this is not the only battle we got going on, because like I said, we got constructor battles as well, like literal battles between constructors. Tom Leon is catching Sergio. Sergio may not be able to make it. He's fallen away from Nick Leon, and McAllister, it's got no pace in the car. Now the only hopes of the fast lap for Tom Leon down the inside of Sergio on the main straight, and now there is P7. Despite McLaren's best efforts, the incredible pace they've had, they may not even survive this. They put together an entire project, swapping drivers and everything. It caused huge chain reactions. In the end, it may not even be worth it. As Blizzard Sonic, he's still in the fight for this lead. As they're heading into the final sector, Benetton is not giving up in this race. He is not giving up. He wants to win. He's never won before. Blizzard Sonic, he's never won in Nigeria before. Like, it doesn't sound like Benetton might be mad right now, but Blizzard Sonic, as it stands, he's looking to win the race as we head down the main straight now. Will Benetton be able to take it away at the very last moment? Blizzard Sonic wins the Lagos Grand Prix from Benetton and Bogdasarov. Cezanne Omar, P4 on the road, and that's going to stay P4. What a result for Porsche. As Sebastian Campos P5, Tom Leon from Nick Leon P6 and 7, as Fernandez getting ahead of Sergio. In Williams, they have survived. McLaren are gone. It's devastation for them as Rayford's ahead of Ultra on the line. MP4 finishes from Jonathan Sim and Racket Crumpley, who tried his absolute hardest, but despite his efforts in a new team, he could not do it. Sierra taking the fast lap there. Harring from Gorov, that's it for your race. Now, what a finale we have seen there. Legend Sonic finally winning in Nigeria for the first time ever. That's exactly what he would have wanted, and he's finally gotten it. Oh, he's going to be so happy. Donington Benedetto finishes second on his debut race for Mercedes. Daniel Bogdasarov, third place for him. Oh, what a result we have seen here. Wow. Oh, I have no words. I'm speechless. I feel so sorry for McLaren though. That's it. Let's listen to the Nigerian national anthem, everyone. Let's hear it. And now let's listen to the Brazilian national anthem for our championship winner, David Sarkiera. By Dan Sonic, who wins the race from Dominic Toretto, then it's Daniel Balsarov, Cezanne Omar, Sebastian Campbell, Tom Leon, Nick Leon, Carlos Fernandez, David Sarkiera, Cleus McAllister, Malik Magic, and Bablis, Jacob Kubica, Revo, Ultro, and for Sim, Crumpley, Sierra, Haring, and Grigorov. UK ball retired from the race earlier on, as you can see in the crash. That is it for Lagos, and that is it for Season 9. We'll see you in Season 10, when the Formula Classic returns.